Hey teachers, it's Emily from Feely Music, and the tutorial today is about invoicing, how to submit a document that allows Feely Music to pay you. And purpose of this video is to communicate how to make this process efficient for yourself and for the office, and also gives you an inside scoop on things that the office is concerned for. And that'll help give some context, I think, to help you understand how to do your invoices in a way that's accurate and again time efficient for you. So without further ado, I'll show you how to access the invoicing template. You can go to the invoicing channel and then click invoicing. Oops, sorry, not invoicing. You can click the pinned. When you're in the pinned, you'll see there's a post that provides the templates for the invoices. So this one's a PDF, this one is an Excel, and I'm going to go ahead and work with the PDF because that's what I prefer. And so fingers crossed, I just Googled free PDF editor and I came across adobe.com. I don't actually have a PDF editor, so if you're in the same boat as me, let's give it a try together. Okay, I guess I'll continue with Google. I tried a really cool one this morning and it did not make me sign up anything, and it was called editpdf.com. Maybe I'd recommend that one a little bit better, or a little bit more, but let's work with this guy. Okay, so skip tour. So now it's to the step of completing your invoice. And what Feely Music is concerned for is all the fields being accurate. So I'll tell you a little bit more about that now. So I'll go over all the fields. You've got date, employee name, invoice pay period, agendas, quantity, got the name of student, lesson dates, total hours, and then the subtotals down here. Now I know I went through that fast. So the important thing to take away here is that all of these fields have to be perfect. They have to. And the reason for this is the CRA government is able to call Feely Music at any time and ask for proof of conducting business, essentially. Therefore, all of our documentation has to be 100% accurate to what is expressed in your online schedule. So we can say, yeah, CRA, like these buddies worked what they said they worked. So it does make a difference if the employee name is wrong or the date is wrong. And if you have submitted invoices before, you'll be aware that Denise sometimes might need to follow up and ask you for clarity on some of the inaccuracies. So my first takeaway is, or your first takeaway is, all these fields have to be accurate. We'll do it together. But that it is really important. We can't accept invoices that are wrong. So you have to go somewhere at this point to understand what schedule you had and what you actually taught. So I'm going to log into Wellness Living because that's the schedule that we'll be referencing. And since I'm completing a PDF, I'm going to actually split the screen. You might find that helpful too. Just filtering for myself here, making sure I only see my schedule. Okay. So the case scenario today is we're going to be working with the month of July, or sorry, the month of June, and we're going to be completing the invoice for June. So you can submit invoices for the month after you have finished teaching. So, for example, I'm currently in the month of July, and I'm able to complete and submit the June invoice because I'm in July. You cannot submit an invoice before it's actually complete. Okay, so as I said, this is a new program to me. So the date today is July 26, 2021. And I'll go through and I'll fill this whole form out and we'll do it together. Employee name is Emily Feely. Invoice pay period just is fancy terminology to say what month is this for. So it's for June of 2021. If they're not all lined up, that's perfect. Or that's okay. Okay. So, agenda quantity on hand. I've got none. If you had some agendas, you can put it there. Oh. Sorry everybody, I probably should have tested out this program first. There we go, small little bloop. Back at it. Okay. So, we got 0 agendas on hand, and you sold no agendas. So now we'll go down to the next part, which is the name of the student. So what you're going to capture here is what lessons you taught. So first you're going to open each lesson that you taught and look for the name of the person who had the lesson. So in this case, it's a Darren Woolsey. So this name has to be 100% accurate. Everything I'm doing has to be 100% accurate. So now I'm capturing the lesson date. So I had lessons with Darren on the 8th. So June 8th. And then, is this Darren? Okay, Darren's also on the 14th. Awesome. So, total hours for Darren's lessons, half an hour plus half an hour is 1 hour. Okay, so I've grabbed all the information I need off of Wellness Living. So I'm going to continue this invoice. Cool, I've got the date correct, I've got the name correct, I've got the pay period correct, I've got these weird blue boxes. It's just this program, everybody. Agendas on hand are 0, name of the student I taught, lesson dates I taught, total hours worked. Good. Other items are if you purchase a new hoodie or a shirt and you want to put that down there, that helps Denise know to take a total off your invoice. Other items if you have any questions. Subtotals of agenda, lesson total. So you know that you work 1 hour, and for every 1 hour that you work, you get $36. So here, you can actually cross that out. And we're going to put $36 here. We can figure out how. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Total hours is 1. Total owed is 36. Go back, just slash these things. There we go. Alright. So now let's do a whole read through of the invoice, and this is what you would be expected to do as well. Do a double check. July 26, Emily Feely, June 2021. Agendas on hand or nothing. I had my one student, Darren Woolsey, I spelled his name right. Yeah, both are for him. The 8th and the 14th, and the total hours was 1. And then down here, 36, 1, and 36. Okay. So let's go ahead and download this. Okay, so I'm having an issue downloading, but that's okay. Because I can show example to what happens. So you download this, and then you come back into the invoicing. And what you would do is you click the attach file, upload from your computer, downloads, and your invoice would appear here. So what you need to do, just one more step. Instead of your name, Feely, put your name, actually. So my name is Emily, and put the month. You can press open. Oh. And that'll allow you to upload it here. And from there, Denise. Okay, so now you've just completed your invoice. You're like, I double checked it, it's all good. I'm excited to get paid. Now let's take the perspective of Denise. So Denise comes in here, and what she does is she adds a reaction to let you know, oh yeah, I saw that. She'll download your invoice. And she looks at your invoice and says, is it 100% accurate? Now let's say So this is what your invoice would look like. You got the July 26th, Emily Feely. You got the dates there, right? So this, however, agendas on hand is 500, and you couldn't possibly have that. So that's an inaccuracy on your invoice, which is no fun. Because what Denise needs to do now is, remember what I said in the beginning about how the CRA needs this document 100% accurate? I mean like 100% accurate. So what she's going to do is she's going to open Slack, send you a direct message, and tell you something like, hey, you messed up here. Hey, I need this corrected. And you'll have to go through that whole process of editing your PDF again to make it accurate. So yes, that means that if this lesson you actually put the wrong person's name or you spell it wrong. So here's the TLDR. You're going to help yourself if you look at your invoice and make sure that it's 100% accurate, because we cannot pay anything that's not 100% accurate. And we all know that, like, I can assume that you're very interested in getting paid. Like, what's something that a lot of people look forward to? Maybe being like a homeowner. You know, your payment, we care for that too. We want you to be paid. And we also are concerned for your time. It's not very fun for you or Denise if you have to go back and forth a bunch of times because you had the wrong pay period or 2020. So we're almost done the video. A few takeaway tips. You might want to consider making the invoice custom every time so that you're forced to do these fields and therefore make sure that they're accurate. We see a lot of reoccurring things that are wrong, like even just the months. So that's one thing you might want to consider. And second of all, just doing that double check with the shared screen. I find that is really helpful. After you have your invoice has been processed, you'll receive an e-transfer. So you can submit your invoice anywhere between the 1st and the 4th of the month after for the month. And the invoice you would be submitting is for the month that was prior. And payment is issued between the 5th and the 7th. Okay. Well, thanks for bearing with me as I jump through a couple of screens. Invoicing is definitely something that takes time, but I hope that this has helped you become informed of how to make the process quicker for yourself. And TLDR, get excited because this is one of the features that we're going to be improving when there's new software. And so I don't know if you'll ever be filling out invoices quite like this when we're ready to use the new software. So something to look forward to. Okay. Maybe I'll leave you a little smile face there. Okay. Have a great day, everyone.